Welcome to the Stoic King, a place where love embraces knowledge. She's not going to say it out loud, but women have the ability to detect signs of weakness without needing to think about it, even before you become aware of it. She's already picked up on the signs. You think you're being nice. She senses doubt. You think you're being patient. She sees hesitation, and when she decides you're weak, she acts on it. Everything changes, respect fades, attraction dies, and the worst part is that you have no idea why. See, weakness isn't just what you say or do, it's the energy you carry. It's in the way you walk, talk, and handle problems. When a woman senses that energy, she may smile and be polite, but deep down she sees you differently. Most guys never figure this out, so they keep making the same mistakes. If you're wondering why women lose interest, get friend-zoned, or simply don't click, you won't experience these issues today because we'll break it all down. Silent signals weaken your presence, drain your attraction, and make you invisible before you even get a chance. Okay, let's dive if you're ready. Seeking validation. Have you ever met a guy who can't stop looking for reassurance? I'm always asking, how was your day? Do you still like me? Are you mad at me? Women find the stress overwhelming and immediately recognize it as a warning sign. She knows deep down that this guy lacks sufficient inner strength, he lacks self-assurance, and struggles to stand independently. He's waiting for her approval so he can feel good about who he is, and women don't like men who need constant approval. It's not about being cold or never listening, it's about knowing your own worth without needing someone else to confirm it for you. If you constantly adapt to meet her expectations and compromise your principles to keep her happy, you're not leading, you're following, and whether she realizes it or not, she's losing respect for you every moment. Now picture the opposite. A man who never seeks validation, a man who knows exactly who he is and doesn't need a woman to tell him he's worthy enough. That kind of man doesn't beg for respect. His way of carrying himself commands it. You need to stop looking for reinforcement like Marcus Aurelius did. He didn't worry about whether people liked him when he woke up or spent his days trying to win their approval. Instead, he focused on being the best version of himself no matter what other people thought. Have faith in your own judgment. Being stable and not worried is important for men because women will respect you more if they see that you don't fall apart when she pulls away, and that your confidence comes from within. 2. Emotional instability stems from a lack of respect. Second attraction, emotional instability. This is where things get even worse, because once you start looking for approval and showing that you need it to feel safe, your emotions start going on an emotional roller coaster that she never signed up for. One minute you're fine, the next you're over-analyzing her tone, her text, her mood. She pulls away a little, and all of a sudden you're snapping, arguing, and reacting emotionally to things that shouldn't even bother you, and women can tell when you're unstable. They might not say it directly, but they start to lose respect for you. When a man's emotions, like anger, jealousy, or desperation take over, he becomes unpredictable. This may be exciting in a movie, but in real life it means he is weak, because if your emotions run your life, then anyone can run it. A terrible day can throw you off, and a small rejection can shake you. When a woman pulls back just a little, whether she's testing your strength consciously or unconsciously, it can make you feel scared. At that moment, she knows that you're not stable, that you're reacting, that your confidence isn't real, that it's fragile, and that it relies on outside factors. Let that sink in. If someone can make you lose control, they own you, and women pick up on that faster than you think. A weak man gives in to the pressure and lashes out, argues, and gets defensive, showing that he is not in control of himself. But a strong man stays calm and collected, not because he doesn't feel emotions, but because he controls them instead of letting them control him. The next time you feel like reacting, take a deep breath, think about it, and then respond, not from a place under pressure that you don't let your feelings control what you do. She wants you even more. 3. No purpose, no direction. This is the stronger version of number 3, no purpose, no direction. When a man is mentally unstable, he might react instead of responding. Deep down, he doesn't have a strong base, a deeper sense of purpose, or a bigger vision that drives him forward. And that's a quiet killer of attraction. Everyone, not just women, respects a guy without a purpose. This is because if you just float through life hoping things will happen, on their own, you won't be able to see the opportunities that come your way. People on their laps can feel it. In that moment, a woman can tell that you don't have a clear goal and are just floating. If you're passive and uncertain about your own future, she won't see you as someone worth investing in. She might put up with it for a while, but she starts to lose respect for you. Remember, attraction isn't just about looks. It's not about saying the right words. It's about how you move through life. Have you ever seen a man walk into a room with absolute confidence, a man who doesn't need approval, who doesn't chase, who doesn't constantly look around to see how people are reacting to him? That kind of man draws attention without even trying why, because he knows who he is, he knows what he's building, and that energy, it's magnetic. Now compare that to the guy who hesitates, who's unsure, who waits for others to validate his choices before he makes a move. Which one do you think commands more respect? This is exactly what Marcus Aurelius understood. He didn't rule an empire by seeking respect. Fact, he earned it by committing to something greater than himself, by leading with clarity and purpose, no matter what others thought, and that's exactly what you need to do. So ask yourself, what are you building? What are you dedicating yourself to? If you don't have a mission, get one. If you don't know where you're going, start figuring it out today, because the moment you stop waiting for life to happen and start making things happen, everything changes. Ladies, men, and most importantly, you notice. Before we get to weakness number 4, we'd like to thank you for sticking with us this far. Every moment we have, we can learn and grow. And the fact that you are here listening and reflecting with us is a huge gift that I cherish every minute. To help us share these valuable lessons with even more people, please hit the like and share buttons for this video. Each share is a small but meaningful action, just like the timeless lesson that Stoicism offers. Let's keep exploring and embracing these timeless pieces of wisdom together. Number 4. Being too careful, playing it too safe. Here's where so many men get it wrong. They think that by being easygoing, avoiding arguments, and saying yes to everything, they're making life smoother, that they're keeping the peace. But in reality, they're just showing fear. A woman asks, "Where do you want to eat?" You say, "I don't know, whatever you want." She makes a decision. But deep down, she's thinking, why can't he just take the lead? You let things slide. You hesitate to speak up. You apologize when you haven't even done anything wrong. You avoid saying no because you don't want to upset her. And at first, maybe she tolerates it. But over time, that lack of decisiveness becomes unattractive. She might not say it outright, but she feels it. You're not standing for anything. You're just following. Because by trying to avoid conflict, you actually lose respect, not just from her, but from everyone. If you can't hold your ground on the small things, how can she trust you to stand firm when it really matters? Tests aren't done on men because women like drama. They're done to see how well they can handle stress, lead, and stand firm when things get tough. Stoicism teaches that real courage isn't about being mean or controlling other people. It's about being calm and sure of yourself in important situations. If you want to be respected in the long run, a strong man won't avoid conflict just to keep things calm. He knows that long-term respect is more important than short-term ease. So ask yourself, have you ever made a decision to maintain harmony only to later regret it? Have you ever been afraid to say what you thought because you didn't want to upset people? Avoiding conflict may make you feel better temporarily, but it hurts your presence, confidence, and relationships over time. Women prefer a man who is firm, leads with quiet strength, and isn't afraid to say no when necessary. When you start saying no, you start valuing your principles more than short-term gains. Comfort. Everything changes. Number 5, over-investing too. And this is where a lot of men hurt themselves without even realizing it. They meet a girl, feel a spark, and then she takes over their lives. Every text from her feels like a win, and every delay in response feels like a crisis. Before they know it, they've made her the center of their world. They text all the time, respond right away, and plan expensive dates. They give her a lot of attention before she's even earned it, thinking, this will show her how much I care, but she sees weakness because women know when a man values them more than he values himself. It doesn't make them feel special, it makes them feel needy and desperate, like you're trying to prove your worth instead of just owning it. A woman doesn't want to be the center of your world right away. She wants to be drawn into it. She wants to learn more about you. And she doesn't want to feel like she's suddenly responsible for your happiness. When you overinvest, you make something that should grow naturally into something that feels forced. The man who is tough knows this. Love isn't about holding on, it's about connecting without losing. It's not a woman's attention or approval that controls his mood. He doesn't seek validation. He doesn't need someone to complete him because he's already whole. And that quiet confidence is magnetic. Stop looking too far. He's valuable. And ironically, the moment you stop trying so hard to win her over, that's when she starts to see your true character. Value number 6, complaining about life. This is where so many men unintentionally lose respect. They whine about their job, their luck, and how unfair life is. They vent about how nothing ever goes their way, how people don't treat them right, and how women only like guys with money, looks, or status. And they think they're being honest, but in reality they're showing weakness because no one likes a man who lies about his problems. Women don't hear a guy whining and think, wow, that guy has a lot of emotional intelligence. Instead, they hear it and wonder if he can't handle the problems in his life. How can he deal with me? Attraction isn't just about how a man looks or talks, it's also about the energy he gives off. A man who always acts like a victim gives off failure. Now think about the other man, the one who faces setbacks but doesn't break, the one who knows what's going on but never lets it get to him. People, especially women, are drawn to men who, no matter how many times they're knocked down, get back up, make changes and keep moving forward. This is because they know that life is unpredictable and that challenging times will come, and when they choose a man, they're not just picking a boyfriend or husband, they're picking a leader. To be a leader, you have to deal with problems as they come up. Stoicism teaches us that we can't change what happens to us, but we can change how we react to it. Life will test us, people will let us down, and things won't always go our way, but how we handle those times is what makes us who we are. People who are weak complain, while strong people adapt. People who are weak blame others, while strong people take responsibility. People who are weak let their problems consume them, while strong people find solutions. So if life hits you hard, don't waste time complaining. Instead, rise above it and keep moving forward. That's the kind of strength that women and everyone else admire. Hesitating instead of leading. 7 are hesitating instead of leading. This is the fastest way to get her to get bored. Hesitation and uncertainty that lasts. What do you think about energy? It doesn't matter how successful or attractive you are if you overthink every move or don't lead with authority. When you constantly seek her advice instead of making firm decisions, your attraction fades. This is because most men don't realize that women don't want to take charge of their lives. They don't want to make all the decisions. Setting the pace or pulling you forward while you sit there unsure of yourself. They want a man who knows what he wants and moves with purpose. They don't want someone who freezes. Under pressure, he doubts himself or waits for someone else to take the lead. This isn't about being bossy, it's about being sure. There's a difference between a man who tells you what to do and a man who just knows where he's going. The first man is nervous and overcompensating. The second is stable, sure of themselves, and not affected by doubt. Women can tell the difference right away because not being able to decide is a form of fear. Fear of making the wrong choice, fear of being judged, and fear of failing. But what does Seneca say? She says we suffer more in our minds than in real life. Overthinking creates problems that don't even exist. It paralyzes you, and every time you hesitate, every time you look to her to decide for you, you reinforce that fear. So stop waiting for the perfect answer. Stop hoping she'll decide for you. Step up and take the lead, whether it's picking a restaurant, making plans, or taking action in your own life. Make a decision and own it. You don't need to have everything figured out. You just need to trust that whatever happens, you can handle it. Because a man who trusts himself, who moves forward with certainty, who doesn't wait for permission to take action, that's the man women respect. And when she respects you, attraction follows every single time. Conclusion. Time attraction isn't about trying to prove yourself. It's not about chasing, pleasing, or bending to fit someone else's expectations. It's definitely not about dominance or arrogance. It's about self-mastery. A man who is in charge of his emotions, actions, and purpose doesn't have to ask for respect. He gives it. He doesn't need approval. He moves with confidence. He doesn't overthink, hesitate, or wait for permission. He leads. And the moment you stop chasing, hesitating, and basing your worth on how a woman responds to you, everything changes. Women notice, people notice, and most importantly, you notice. You start to carry yourself differently, and you see yourself differently. And when that shift happens, respect, success, and attraction stop being things you try to earn and start being things you naturally attract. So ask yourself, are you in control or are you being controlled? Ultimately, this is what defines a strong individual. Thanks for watching Stoic Heartbeat. If this spoke to you, don't stop here. Subscribe, check out more of our videos, and let's continue the Stoic journey together. Remember that life isn't about chasing, it's about living fully and letting attraction flow naturally. Leave a comment below with your thoughts or ideas for future videos. Let's build a community full of wisdom and peace. See you in the next video.